Hi everybody, it's Shanna. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. It's sunny today here in Kansas. I don't think it's supposed to be extremely hot, just like in the 90s, which is great for August. Kind of having a busy week. I've got couple days off here in the middle of the week. I have a team meeting tonight, so I'm super excited about that. I didn't get to meet last month, so it's going to be great to see my team tonight, and looking forward to it. Been talking to them, through messages and stuff, but haven't been able to see each other in a while, so it'll be awesome. I am setting this video to premiere, so if you have any comments or anything, please make them below and I'll respond to them. But I still wanted to give you a video tonight, even though I have my meeting and I have to run an errand before my meeting, so I'm just going to load this video. I'm going to a consignment sale that's like once a year, and I bought a VIP pass so that I could go early, because I guess I heard of one other person who went and said like they went a couple days after it started and stuff was really picked over. And it's like in this huge auditorium for kids consignments, and my grandson's gonna of course go back to preschool hopefully in September, and I wanted to be able to get him some school clothes. And they have tons of toys. I saw some tricycles I might get him because his birthday's next week. And of course my daughter, she's an adult, but she's autistic, so she's still very much into Barbies and books and that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna look for her for some of those items too. So really excited to check it out. So I hope you like this video. Like I said, please make comments below if you have any questions. I'm going to feature a stamp set that is in our beginners brochure. The beginners brochure is not just for beginners. It is for anybody, whether it's just meant for people who are starting out and want simple stamping, but it is very much for those avid stampers that want more creativity and stuff. And this stamp set though is only available in that book. But when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so super cute. And I hadn't really done anything with it yet, so I thought, oh my gosh, I have to pull it out and do something with it. But what I'm doing is mixing it up with some DSP from the holiday catalog. Even though the holiday catalog is full of autumn and winter colors, you still can very much use it for your annual catalog and, like I said, the beginning brochure stamps. And I'm mixing in some bright colors too, so that you can see that even though it's fall DSP, you can still mix it up and make it colorful. So I really, I want to show you, I've made one sample with one stamp, and then I'm going to use a different stamp on the same stamp set for the card I'm going to make for you, and show you a couple versions using the same stamp set. So let's get to it. I want to show you, I'm going to use Cute Fruit. Super adorable. So I'm going to show you, see if I can get this. Since I'm not live, I can't use my iPad to tell me where I'm at, so I have to look upside down here to see. All right, so I'm going to use the gray pad here as kind of my marker. So this is Cute Fruit. This is the stamp set, and you get a banana, pineapple, a melon. This can be used for oranges, lemons, limes, that sort of stuff. I think this is supposed to be like a kiwi. And honestly, this could be a melon or any sort of fruit like that. And then you get these little faces to make it kind of punny. And then there's sentiments here too. So it's super adorable. And this is the first sample that I made using a banana. Now I just put some of this shimmery crystal effects on here, so this is still wet because it's not been that long since I made it. But I'm using paper from the Plaid Tidings. So this is the paper I'm using. It's a 6x6, and you get 48 sheets. So you get 4 designs of each. And for this particular one, I use the brass enamels. I'm going to use the in color ones for the card I'm getting ready to make. And I colored my ribbon, which I'm going to show you how to do that, but I used the 1/4 inch crinkle binding, and this time I'm going to use the silver edge. So isn't that super adorable? I just love this card. So this time we are going to make the melon, and I have a scallop that I cut out of the large layering, and it's the largest one for the scallop, but the circle is the second largest because I wanted some edge here because I ran it through my embossing folder. So I used brass on the other one, and I'm using silver this time, and I've ran it through the Tasteful Textile embossing folder because I just wanted some oomph to stand out, and as you can see that texture there. So we're going to stamp our melon, and I'm going to use Magenta Madness. I think there's 2 pieces of paper, right? 2 sides to paper. Do it again. Stamp off, and then I'm going to come up just a little bit. Stamp off to the side. Okay, so that's going to give us a little bit lighter pink, just because I don't want it to be so bold. And then there's a rim, whatever you say, and I'm going to do that in Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to layer that around the edge of our melon. I guess I didn't get quite there, which I'm actually going to use my Magenta Madness marker. So because I got a little line there, I could just fill that in and I'm going to make one dark line here and just give me another layer to this melon. So I'll take advantage of my white space and just fill in with like a line here, and that'll give me an added layer, right? Make apples out of oranges. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my Magenta let's see. No, I think I'm going to do it in the green. Yeah, I'm going to stamp my sentiment in the Granny Apple. So, I have the sentiment. All right. And, oops, don't put it upside down. Here we go. I'm still going to use the same sentiment that I've had before, wishing you a slice of happiness. And I'm going to go ahead I don't know. Let's try it with the melon. I mean the magenta for the face. Yep, that works. And let's get us stamp and seal. That's going to go on our silver. Let's move these inks out of the way before I put my hands in them. So that's going to go right there so I don't lose it. And then I'm going to take my piece of scratch paper back here. And I have silver edged ribbon, and I'm going to take my dark magenta, And I'm just going to take and I'm going to color this ribbon just along the white space, okay? Now I need a piece that's long enough to go there. So let's trim that. So that piece is going to go for right there, and then I need a piece to tie a bow. So I'd rather have more than not enough. All right, so this is a piece of 3 1/4 by 5 of our DSP. This is also from the Plaid Tidings, and it's going on a piece of Magenta Madness, which is 5 1/2 by 5 1/4. Okay. And I'm going to layer this about here. And this is going to layer on top a piece of Granny Apple that's 4 1/4 by 11, folded down. And it's going to go right on the front. And then our little cover here is going to get some dimensionals. And that I'm just going to then make a and you can put this on. I kind of got it a little streaky, but I want the ombre look. So if you want it more solid, you of course add more color to it. But I like that little streaky ombre look. So it's all in what you like. And I'm just going to trim that more at an angle. And then I have me some blue dots here. Because this ribbon's a little thicker, I think we'll put a couple on them. And we're going to put that kind of at and then I'm going to take my shimmer and I'm going to put it along my melon here. To lift my bow up just a little because it's going to go. You have to decide how thick or how spread out you want your shimmer effects to be. This can be kind of thick, so I just kind of use the tip to smear it around. But I like to have my edge first and then fill in the inside. And then give it a little I like look at it a little closer so I make sure I don't have any bubbles. And I want it to go a little bit more to the edge here. That's it. Super cute. Oh, let's put these enamel dots on here. I have some magenta. Magenta Madness enamel dots. So let's do that. There we go. That finishes it off. Perfect. So there are both cards right there. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.